Yeah. Never heard this before, have you? Okay, now I don't hate it, like I can't use it if I look at it. An OLED display, that is. I can still use it. I mean, that's what my Apple Watch uses. My complaint is all the iPhone haters online will not shut up about how great OLED is. And it's really not. It's a little thing. Here's what it's known for. It's known for having great colors, yeah, and really black blacks. And those black pixels are off, which saves battery life. Okay, so one, great colors. I've used several OLED phones on this channel. The colors are more saturated for sure. You can argue which one's better, but it's just darker colors. That's fine. I don't hate it. I don't like it. It's just a little different thing that's kind of noticeable when you put them right next to each other. It's just different. I like the way the iPhones and iPads handle colors on their non-OLED displays because colors are more balanced. They're not like sharp on the eye, super dark. Everything has to be green is green. I mean, real life isn't really like that. You kind of get used to the colors you're seeing around you. OLED phones always kind of reminded me of taking a photo and turning up the saturation really high and saying now it looks more realistic. It's like, I guess maybe you like that. That's great. I'm fine with that. I just don't understand why it's this major upgrade that we're talking about, like it's gonna change the way we use our phones. The next iPhone will have OLED. It's like, it's a little change. And I have read that, by the way, that the next iPhone will be switching to OLED, which I'm okay with, given I know Apple likes to get colors a bit more balanced. I know they can because they did it on the Apple Watch. The colors on here aren't like super dark, vibrant all the time. So when Apple does OLED, I think they'll get it right. Okay, now number two, about the blacker thing. Those off pixels that are being black are supposed to save battery life, right? So you're not wasting any pixels that don't need to be there. That's why I think they put it on the Apple Watch to save battery life. I'm confused though, because they did a battery test comparing the iPhone 7 and the S7, and even though the S7 milliamps were way higher, the iPhone 7's battery life lasted a bit longer, and it doesn't have OLED. So what's happening there? Are they just managing their power better, I guess? You know, the S7 is outputting at a much higher resolution, which a lot of people aren't noticing, but that really high resolution is costing you a bit more of a worse battery life. A friend of mine has the Galaxy S6 and absolutely hates it because he runs out of battery life about mid-afternoon, around 3 o'clock, after like moderate usage. So I'm sure there's certain scenarios where certain iPhones have more or less than like other Android phones that have OLED displays. But my point is, OLED phones are not known for having clearly superior battery lives. When I tested that Note 7 a while ago, that has OLED, its battery life was nowhere near as good as my iPhone 6 Plus, which is 2 years old, definitely not OLED. So that saving battery theory isn't really a huge difference, I think. Given I think it's safe to say when you compare iPhone batteries to their competitors, they're at least tied. Given anything, I think the iPhone is a bit more now with the new iPhone 7s. So imagine how great the battery life's gonna be on an iPhone phone once it has OLED, because I think they just manage their power better. They don't use more than they need. I just think all of us should just cool it a little bit with the OLED thing. It's a very, very minor thing. Not a lot of people are gonna notice it. If you're waiting around for the next iPhone because the iPhone 7 didn't have OLED, here's what that conversation you're waiting for is gonna be like. Hey, I got my new phone. Oh, cool. Well, what's it do? Well, the screen is OLED now. What's that? It means the colors are more vibrant and the blacks are a lot more darker now. Was that an issue on your last phone? What? Was the dark pixels not as dark as they needed to be? Did you need the dark pixels to be darker pixels? I mean, I guess, yeah. So they're blacker now. Good. Great. Yeah, it's great. But also, those off pixels, those darker ones, save battery life. Okay, cool. So how long is the battery life now? Like 15 hours video playback? What was it before? Like 14. Ah, well, cool. But hey, it charges with USB-C now. What's that? Oh, forget it. That's what you're all waiting for. It's really not that impressive. No one's really gonna understand it, and I really don't understand the hype behind this anniversary iPhone we're all thinking about. There's not much we know about it, and what we do know about it, it's not gonna be major. Like the switch to OLED, maybe USB-C, and glass back. The glass back, like the iPhone 4 and that new jet black one that everyone loves so much. The one that scratches really easily, yeah, and the slipperiness and the fingerprint magnet. Yeah, that's what we have to look forward to. Not too pumped for that. I don't know why you guys want to wait around. So if you like OLED more than the iPhone screens, that's great. I'm fine with it. I just don't think it's a noticeable change unless you take an iPhone and an OLED phone and hold them next to each other. No one's really gonna care or notice. And the battery saving thing isn't really helping that much. If it is saving battery, it's saving very little. Probably because there's not a whole lot of times your screen's phone is all black or using a lot of black. So just calm down. That's all I'm asking. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.